If your organization has a website and you serve the public, or you're a public facing entity of any kind, and your organization has any type of content online, there's a very real chance that you're already out of compliance and you may not even know it. Hi, I'm Jason Ellinger from TaikaTranslations. We're a full service ADA compliance service provider. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what ADA compliance actually means and why it means so much to you in 2026 as a manager or a procurement officer in a public facing entity in those organizations where you're serving a public facing entity of any kind. And more important than that, what you can do today for free to start working towards compliance. Now, just before we get into that, my company is called TaikaTranslations.com, is a NASPO service provider contractor. So within the NASPO service provision contract that we have currently online available to all of the states in the union, right now, you have access to being able to work with your procurement office to adopt the NASPO service contract so that you can have access to the services we provide through our NASPO service contract. And of course, you can work with us directly. There's no problem with that either. But if you are a public facing entity and you do have to deal with the additional requirements of public procurement, then you know that you have the option available to you through NASPO contracts, as long as your state or your procurement administration allows for that. And that under that contract, my company provides the ADA, WCAG, or 508 compliance services through the digital design services that we have available under that contract vehicle. In April of 2024, the Department of Justice published a rule, or a landmark final rule, under Title II of the ADA. This required all state and local governments to make sure their websites and mobile apps meet the WCAG 2.1 AA standards. And the bad news is the deadlines were already here. All right, so there's two deadlines you need to be aware of. For governments serving 50,000 plus people, the deadline is April 24th, 2026. And for smaller governments and special districts in the United States, the deadline is April 26th in 2027. This means public schools, police departments, hospitals, transit agencies, nonprofits connected to the government or funded by the government, and all of the above, and any other public-facing entity that falls into that category is now legally required to have accessible websites, online content, PDFs, videos, posts, blog posts, you name it. All that content that's online has to be accessible across the board. There are multiple sides to this. One is the language access side, but the other is simply being able to have accessibly created content online on a consistent basis, and making sure that there's a life cycle that in the workflow process that creates consistent ADA compliant online content. So first of all, we have to make sure it's language accessible to comply with that side of the coin, but then we have to make sure it's also ADA compliant to comply with the American Disability Act, to make sure that everyone who doesn't have the ability to consume content online through the website, through your video forms or through your audio forms, what have you, so that all of that content is accessible to people with disabilities that have to consume content in a special format. My company, Taika Translations, along with our digital services team, provide all of those services to help public-facing entities make sure that they're compliant all around the board, all year long, as they post new content for every season. So here's some of the most common mistakes that we see. Websites only in English, or inaccessible PDFs, legal documents. So for example, legal documents that have been uploaded to the website, or they've been scanned and uploaded to the website. If you have any content online right now to service your population or the people in your community, and it's simply a picture or some kind of a scanned document that's been posted up online for their consumption, then that's already out of compliance, because technology required for people with disabilities to be able to consume that content cannot regurgitate that content in a way that they can understand it. So that's out of compliance immediately and needs to be remediated, which my company, TaikaTranslations.com, provides that service. So that would fall under inaccessible PDFs. Most PDFs, by the way, even professionally designed ones, they fail the compliancy standard tests. And that's why I developed a tool. You can simply go straight to our website right now. It's, in fact, I didn't develop it, my team developed it, obviously, but you can go straight to our website, get the online PDF checker. So if you're creating content on a continual basis, go to our website. You can find the online PDF checker. It's absolutely free. You just have to enter your name and email, and then you will send you the full report on whatever document you're going through and testing. and you'll get the information on how that's compliant and solutions on how to make it compliant. And we can help you with that. So then we go on to the video content. All guys, this is related to all types of media. So this is the posted content, the PDF content, the articles that are written, the online forms, the information, the request forms, the fillable forms for online application forms. Maybe somebody's signing up for a course or a community outreach program or something like that, or maybe a intake form for some type of online for some type of public-facing entity. All of those types of things, they need to be compliant. So, and if they're not, you're out of compliance. And if you're out of compliance, we'll talk about it in a little bit, some of the fines that are associated with that. So this goes into forms, videos, posts, all types of anything that anybody consumes from your public-facing entity. Many entities do not realize that the programs that people with disabilities have to use in order to interface with the content that's online, that the technology that they use does not interface with the content that they have posted. And that's why the Department of Justice put out this Title II ruling and said, hey, everybody's got to be compliant. We got to make this a fair space for everyone, especially those who have disabilities and who we need to make sure that we're not discriminating against. So at Taika Translations, we're not just a language access company. We are a full service language access and compliance service partner. So we create, we translate, we localize, we provide ADA 508 WCAG compliance, and we ensure that the entire community that you're working with can speak the language that you're trying to communicate with them in. We also provide the certified document translations, the legal notices for all the legal notices, governments, healthcare, and all of the other types of translation products out there. And of course, we provide that PDF accessibility remediation service to you and your organization on a continual basis so that you never have a non-compliance issue as you're continuing to post and send broadcast information out for the services and for the public-facing services that your organization provides. Of course, my organization is a GSA contracted approved vendor, as well as a NASPO contract holder under the current NASPO contract, where we can provide these services under that as well, as I mentioned earlier. If you're thinking right now, we currently have compliance gaps, go to TaikaTranslations.com, click on the accessibility and clients services, and request a free quote there. Whether you need one document remediated or a full compliance overhaul for your organization, you will find what you need, and we've got you. Go to the link for the PDF online checker in the description. Click on that. You can just go straight to that link, and it'll take you straight to the page. As you watch this video right now, you can see how the cursor is scrolling through. Simply upload the document, and of course, enter your name, your contact information there, and then hit submit, and that will send your compliancy check right to your inbox, and you'll have that available to you. Of course, we'll have your email as well to be able to communicate back and forth for any services needs or questions or remediation requests you may have on regarding the content that you're uploading and checking on the document. And again, the PDFs are checked against the current standards that are out there in the marketplace, so that you're going to know right away if you're compliant or not and what needs to be changed in the event that something doesn't follow, is not up to par. Drag and drop any PDF up to, I think it's 50 megabytes. And within just a few seconds, you'll have a full compliance audit on that PDF document. And the tool checks everything that you need to know. And so it checks all of these things. The PDF and reading order, it checks the tags, layers for font accessibility. It checks the images and alternative text. It checks form fields and links, extra links, bookmarks and headings, and any color contrasting issues that may be associated in the content. Again, after you enter your name and contact information, it will send you the full results, including step-by-step remediation guidance, all for free, no spam, no commitment, only solutions. So if you want to fix these issues, right there on the page, you can request the PDF remediation. And you can even go further and schedule a full compliance evaluation consultation with our team. Listen, ADA compliance isn't optional. It's been around for many, many years. It's just becoming more and more of a thing over the past 10 years. And now there are actually some very hefty fines and mandatory requirements behind it. And in Texas right now, a huge amount of organizations just got big fines. The first fine was $75,000, and then they have subsequent fines leading up to $150,000 per non-compliance issue that they're facing. So I advise, each and every one of you, if you're a public-facing entity, to contact our team today to help you start working forwards to ensure all of your digital footprint online is completely compliant so that you don't encounter any of those issues. The price of actually doing all the compliance up front and working with our team, it streamlines the work process. It's mind-blowingly fast and way cheaper than you probably think it is to be able to get up and running. So there's 3 steps that I'd like you to do right now. 1, go to TaikaTranslations.com, check the accessibility PDF checker, and just have that in your back pocket. Make sure you use that anytime that you're posting content online. 2, visit TaikaTranslations.com to explore our full range of services that we can provide to you under different types of public-facing contracts that we have available for you to utilize. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We drop content just like this regularly. Until next time, I'm Jason Ellinger with Taika Translations, and we provide the power to connect and understand.